Nagabenta ki khubor ba man kasni pet but subscribe ya u Antor News. Kublai pi baru gini gilonggi khubor bam takasni. Umentri rangba ka Meghalaya ukonrat ke sangma kasni balang ula pelong ye ka jingelang. Bad kinong ilam ka khasi student union ke sulem bar ki he officer ka Sorkar. Ban yakren halor santali ki mat ki bakongsan balada ka seng hadin ka jingye ki dangshen. Habakren shikilat pathai khubor hadin ka jingelang usang maulo ong ba ka jingekren kalong ka basaiso. Bar ka Sorkar kalala ban pensyai ki babun ki mat ki balaris da ka KSU. Kamat kabaning kong ka halor ka public hearing na kabenta ka project jong ka Shree Cement ka KSU kala dawa ban pendam ya kene ka public hearing da ka bakeno bakadon ka jing penken ya ki kendon ka jing khanglat i ka pat ba bani shimbenta ka jing bam ya slok bha bar ki kenhon ba per bar ki jing ma ya ka mariang. Menteri Rangba ula pentip baka Sorkar kala menjur ban thawi ka fact finding committee ban kli do he officer balat na ka district administration kani ka committee kan to ket ikaru kampelong ya ka public hearing ka jingi shimbenta jingi pat ba bar ki weki kinhun nalor ki jingi ki biya dei bar kamariang hadu baka fact finding committee kan da pendem ya ka jing to ket bat IT ka kaipon on omsha ban penkala ya ka eru on batharu ya ka company ban Pynsangeh ya baro ki kamshna bar ki weki kam laong usangma. Halor ka jing pentri kam ya ka Meghalaya Resident Safety and Security Act MRSSE arhajar khandriu usang maulo ong baka Sorkar kan pinstet ya ka jing register ki nong chongwai bar ki bon rungsha ka jilla lingba ka jing rap jang ka technology. Ka Sorkar ka dang shnai ka mobile application ka bala ban scan ya ka durkmat pinshisha ya ki kot kisla bat upload ya ki jing tip badon kam sha ka centralized database. Halor ka Facilitation Center ha umling umentri rangba ula pensyai ba omsham na temu ban penkala ya ka building baro ka wetang sya ka food court. Ula ong ba ka benta ka baningkong ka bahe kumba 1,000 square feet kan kam kum ka Facilitation Center bar kan don rukalan ban penhe syu ya ka. Ki officer ka district administration bar kinomi khmat ka KSU kin salit jurip lang ya ka jaka ka Sorkar ka kmilanti ba ka Facilitation Center ha umling kan sedang kam shwa ka Christmas. Nrai ompat yo jaka na ka benta ki center ki bakum ka neka rata chera bad athia bari kamat kabalai kaya day ba ka Meghalaya Identification Registration Safety and Security of Migrant Workers Act 2020. Sang maulo ong baka Sorkar kala menjuri ki jing penkelaban pensyai ki kendon khamtam halor ka borj ki officer ka labor department ban jurip ki jaka treka. Ki kendon bala penbet kila pensyai ru ikarukam police verification ya ka verification na banyo na us pretendant of police jeng ka district ba unong trey uwan. Lanela banne hapo ka jilaling baka crime and criminal tracking network and system CCTNS. Kabatrey kam hakari barok way. Kajing ay jing hikay ba jing pensol thu iki officer ba pet lakmi lenti ban pendep hapo shi banay. Hadin kata unsa sedang pentrey kam iki kendon halor ka recruitment ha North Eastern Indira Gandhi Regional Institute of Health and Medical Sciences Negrims usang ma ula pensyai bagani ka institution kam hap apo ka Sorkar Meghalaya. Nrai ula dep ra ya gani ka mat hakmat ka union health minister but un penya kendo ikinong ikmat ka KSU but ki menteri. Ka Sorkar jala kan airu ika jingirap ha kaba penbiang iki examination center computer laboratory bar kiwi ki jaka badon kam man pelong iki online recruitment test lada don kam. Kamat kabasan ka di halor ka jing pensyai but jing khoj ha ka recruitment jang ka Sorkar sang maulo ong ka Sorkar klada buang iki interview na ka benta ki grade 4 post ya ka interview na ka benta ki non technical grade 3 post. Iba on penmi advertisement na do ka shitrik ukalaling kon arhajar arpnyo on saweng no. Ulang ru bala menjuri ke standard operating procedures SOP na kabenta ki district selection committee bar hadin on pentri kam ya kini da ki wipar ki recruitment board. Nagi apply tali ki jing pen bha bala terwa na kabenta ka Meghalaya Public Service Commission MPSC khat khandai tali la dat pentri kam kar ba saw tali ki dang don hapo ka jing perkhat. Ka KSU kala penpawi ka jing smokya halor ki advertisement jing ka MPSC ba sha iki briu na kaleng ka riban apply usang maulo ong baka Sorkar ka sngo ya habar ka ne ka jing nawa. Mereka don kampan wat ya kalat ka baskem kat kum kaan bar kabala ban yang la don ka jing bishar hayeng ka Shree. Usumbut Menteri Rangba Opres Tun Tin Song unse kren benya halor kene kamat hakata yau banmat. Menteri Rangba ulo ong baka ki SU kala IT ning kong hadu arpau teli ki jingdawa Henry kala jit tang san teli benya kren hakane ki jingelang. Yaki khat san teli ki mat ki badang sa onse kren haki jingelang ki panuan. Kajingi kren kandang beteng ke Sorkar kalong kapakloi ben pediang yaki jing ai jingmut bargan perkhat yaki jing terwa ki bala ban pentri kam bar ki bala ai jing mentoy yaki pait ba ka jela la ong usama.
With the leaders of the Khasi Student Union. In the meeting, our Deputy Chief Ministers and senior officials of the government were present. And from the Khasi Students Union, their senior leadership had come to discuss on the 5 agendas that were given to the government, and point by point we discussed on all the issues that were mentioned. The first agenda was regarding the public hearing of Shree Cement and their demand that it should be cancelled or scrapped. Shared with the members of the union that the government has to bring in private investment for the economic growth that we would like to see. And accordingly, when the proposal came from Shree Cement to set up, it was a positive step. Shree Cement is the second largest producer of cement in the country and a very reputed organization. After following the basic procedures of the basic applications, the process of public hearing as per law is required. And therefore all the procedures were conducted and the public hearing was done. But the members of the KSU had mentioned that they had concerns about the process in which it was conducted, and that certain steps were taken to stop certain people from coming, and also certain concerns regarding environmental issues and other stakeholders not being involved. And hence we came to the conclusion that we will be putting up a fact-finding committee headed by a senior official from the government, independent of the district administration, and few members will be part of that fact-finding committee. And let them find out the details of all these points that were mentioned, especially regarding the public hearing, the procedure and the process in which it happened, the aspects of stakeholders being consulted or not, and the aspect of the environmental issues that were there. And until that time, till the fact-finding committee completes its work, things will be on status quo and no further work will proceed and everything will be stopped, and the fact-finding committee will be allowed to first do its fact-finding and submit its report and its findings. And as until then, all works will stop and any kind of construction or any kind of work that is being done from the company's side will be asked to be stopped. Second was regarding the implementation of the MRSSA. Under the MRSSA 2016, there were 2 aspects that were being discussed. The first aspect is regarding the registration of the people coming in from outside who are renting spaces in localities. The process of that registration union, that the numbers have gone up and more localities are now adopting it. Process is tedious because localities are asking for financial support, they're asking for infrastructural support, they're asking for computers, data entry operators, which in a small scale of 100, 200, 500 may be possible from our side, but we have close to, as I said, 6,500 plus, almost 7,000 localities come villages, and hence that would be a massive exercise even for the government to do, and may not be possible to implement, because once we start in one few areas, then we have to do it for all. And therefore, we need to work with the localities and the headmans and the Rangbashnongs, development committee members, to be able to share the responsibility. So I had shared with the union members that that is a challenge because of which we could not expand at the rate that we would want to. But because of the advancement in technology, we are now being able to create an app which will use any basic mobile, which will allow scanning of the face as well as the data, documents, and entry of 3, 4, 5 basic fields, and upload that particular information through the phone itself into a centralized database. And once that is done, as I said, it is part of a centralized database, and then we can retrieve the information simply by again scanning the face or any other documents or any information. So that aspect has also been shared, and I told them that we are hopeful that this will be rolling out soon. But as I said, it will still take time for us to scale it up at the state level. But it will definitely help in increasing the pace of registration and implementation of the Act. The second aspect was regarding the facilitation centers, and I've mentioned to the members of the union that the Umling Center, where the construction was going on, was meant to have the facilitation center in it. There was a miscommunication where the word food court was used, and hence there was a feeling amongst the union members that that is going to be converted into a food court. Yes, there will be food court, but the first part of the building was actually going to be a facilitation center. And in the COVID time, the office space was about 300 square feet. This is going to be about 1,000 square feet with a further expansion of 2,000 in the days to come. So there's enough space, and we've decided that there will be a joint inspection by the district administration and some of the members to see those aspects. I have agreed to that, and based on that, we'll be able to move forward. And we expect that once the construction resumes once again, that in a matter of 2 to 3 months, the construction should be done, at least of the facilitation center. And before Christmas, we should be able to actually operationalize the facilitation center at the Umling point. And further, in Ratachera and in Atyabari, we are yet to identify the land. Because government does not have land there, we'll have to buy land. So I have told the members of the union that we will be pursuing that, but let us start the Umling one first, and that communication was made to them, and we are expecting that before Christmas we should be able to open the facilitation center in Umling. The third amendment made to the Meghalaya Identification, Registration, Safety and Security Migration Workers Act 2020. I explained in detail that the act was passed, amendment was made, and rules were also made. But the rules that were made did not have clarity on certain points, which then led to the act not being implemented in the manner it was intended to. For example, the act and the rules said that the officers will go and check. But in the rules, which officer has the power to go and check was not defined in detail. It just said officers. So for the Labour Department, it became difficult to assess on their own who should go and check. Can any officer from the Labour Department check, or does it have to be a certain rank? We clarified those aspects in the new amendments that we have cleared. And now that those amendments, so this is just one example. Second example is of the police check and verification. So we have clarified that there will be two options. The first option is the SP of that district from where the person belongs, if they will give a police verification. And if that becomes a challenge, then the CCTNS network, which is the criminal tracking network, it's a nationwide network where all state police mandatorily need to upload all the records of all the criminals on that network. The local police can verify through that particular CCTNS network and give a police verification. So this also has been incorporated. So like that, 3-4 areas have been incorporated, and the implementation of this after maybe a month or 2 months of, maybe a month or I don't expect 2 months, but maybe months time, the training and the overall orientation will be given to the officers concerned, and we should be able to see the rollout of the implementation of this. Number 4 was regarding the recruitment in Negrims. It's a process that is conducted, of course, by Negrims. It's an independent institution, and it does not come under the government of Meghalaya. But the union was keen that government of Meghalaya should take up this matter with central government. And I informed them that I had met the union minister last week and shared the concerns and the different recruitment processes. And also, I have assured that we will seek audience with the Honorable Minister, and the members of the union will and can meet the union minister. And I will personally speak to the minister so that they can raise the concerns directly also and maybe find some solution. And wherever the state government is required, whether it's for the testing centers, the computer labs, the online exams, or any kind of logistic support that is required for this kind of examinations, the state government will be more than happy to support Negrims and help. So all these matters were discussed and clarified. And as I said, we have also decided that we will facilitate the process of a meeting with the Union Health Minister. The 5th was regarding the transparency and recruitment process. So I informed them that we had already taken decision. For grade D is already being implemented. For grade C, we have taken a decision that from 1st of January 2027, all interview notifications that come out from that day onwards, for grade C, non-technical posts, the interview will be abolished, and this decision has been taken already. I also informed them that the standard operating procedures for the DSC has also been cleared, and further, this will be adopted by the different recruitment boards. Also, at the same time, there were some reforms in the MPSC that were mentioned. I shared with them that the committee that was part of the reforms committee for MPSC had suggested to us 23 reforms, and out of the 23 reforms, 19 have already been implemented and 4 are under consideration. So a large number, majority of the reforms have been implemented. And there were certain concerns raised that the advertisements that are made by the MPSC is open to the entire country, whereas in other states, like even in Assam, certain interviews that we have seen or exams, it mentions that residents of Assam only can apply. So of course there are certain legal hurdles there, which we shared with the members, and I informed them that next week the Deputy Chief Minister, President Pynsangeh, will be discussing this matter in more details so that we can find a legally strong ground on which we can implement this. I shared with the members that in fact this is some issue that we are completely in line and agreeable. We know that this is something we want to do. We just figuring out how it should be done so that it can stand the scrutiny of the judiciary. So these points were also shared and discussed. So with that, of course, we concluded the meeting, and the union members have urged and requested that this dialogue should continue. There were 20 points that they had mentioned in the beginning, out of which they've picked 5 only. The other 15 also they would like to talk. I told them that yes, for us also as a government, we are very open. We're always looking for suggestions and ways to improve the overall service that we give to the people. And obviously, every stakeholder's concerns, every stakeholder's opinions are important to us. And wherever possible, the government will look at all these discussions and points that are mentioned and will try to implement wherever it's possible in a positive manner and wherever it is making sense and helping the people and the state at large. So, with that, we concluded the meeting. I think further you can discuss and have